We start with the assumption that every student has a talent in one aspect or the other, maybe good in sports, maybe good in mathematics, maybe good in music. Training has to be given at the 3 different levels. National education policy are concerned, there are many things. The important ones are as follows. With the changes that are happening in the world outside, started in the year 2015 as far as academic programs are concerned, people having progressive ideas. Only suggestion to all of you is do not adopt shortcuts.
Namaskar, hello and welcome to this special and exclusive episode of IndiGlobal EduTalks. IndiGlobal EduTalks brings to you inspiring stories of inspiring individuals in the field of education and skill, bringing to you deep insights on innovation, best practices. IndiGlobal EduTalks is brought to you by IndiGlobal Media Network that takes innovation, collaboration and growth to the forefront. And today we are joined by a special guest who's a well-known name in the field of education in India, a leader who has changed several institutions into a well-known name, especially in Karnataka. Currently, he is the Vice Chancellor for Dayanand Sagar University. He is also the council member, one of the members with Karnataka State Council of Higher Education. And he dons many hats and he is the key members for many of the bodies that are heading skill and education in Karnataka and others. So please join me in welcoming one of the well-known leaders in the field of education, Dr. KNB Murthy. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.
We are glad to have you in our flagship series, IndiGlobal EduTalks. Sir, before we get into our actual part of IndiGlobal EduTalks, we would like to know your childhood and where were you born and brought up and what has been your education?
Thank you. I take this opportunity to thank IndiGlobal for giving me an opportunity to be a part of this interaction. I'm extremely happy to be here, share some of my thoughts with all of you. As for my childhood is concerned, I born at a small village called Kannamedi at Pavgada Taluk, Tumkur district, Karnataka. It's a remote village which is very near to the Andhra Pradesh border. I did my schooling and education in the village itself. Then Pavagada I did my high school. Went on to do my pre-university education at Mysore. Then Bachelor of Engineering at Malnad College of Engineering, Hassan. Then got an opportunity to do my Masters at Indian Institute of Science and PhD in Computer Science at IIT Chennai. All these things have happened because of the constant encouragement from my teachers, my parents and all others. And I was a faculty at Malnad College of Engineering for a long time, for about 20 years. Then had all the teaching experience and research experience. I thought I need to have the industry experience, then went on to work for an industry for 1.5 years. Then joined East West Institute of Technology as its founder principal. Following that, I got an opportunity to work for PS Institute of Technology, then PS University. Now I am here as the Vice Chancellor of Dayanand Sagar University.
Amazing, sir. Wonderful. We know the background, the kind of transformation and has been done in certain institutions and where you have taken them to the next level. Now you are heading Dayanand Sagar University. Sir, would you like to take us, when was it established and at the same time the vision and the mission of Dayanand Sagar University?
Yeah, Dayanand Sagar University started in the year 2015 as far as academic programs are concerned. However, it was established as a state private university approved by Government of Karnataka in the year 2014. As for this university is concerned, it's been planned and positioned to be as a multidisciplinary university. We have multiple disciplines. As for the vision goes, it's a university which would like to provide excellence in teaching, research, innovation and entrepreneurship. As for mission is concerned, to provide an ambience or the environment for achieving the vision that we are set out for the university. I'm extremely happy to inform you this is a young university with people having progressive ideas who live in the current world and would like to bring in the changes to ensure that the students stand to benefit from the education they get in this university.
Amazing, sir. Wonderful. And sir, the kind of in this fast evolving ecosystem market and also the job opportunities, you have also worked in the industry. Scenario that is changing is fast evolving, and the kind of skill that is needed is very much essential for the students. What kind of experiential learning and innovative ecosystem has been created in Dayanand Sagar University for the students so that they face the world?
As far as the education goes, it has to go through transformations with the changes that are happening in the world outside. One thing that's happened over a period of time is to reduce the gap that exists. Meaning, a student going out of the portals of the university must be in a position to take up problems and solve the problems. That's the kind of requirement now. We do not have the luxury of going through a laborious training, then getting into the work. In that context, what exactly is required is to provide an education which is called competency-based education. What is meant by competency-based education? Is an education which revolves around or works around 6 attributes. 6 major, there are many, but 6 are considered major. The first attribute is talent. Means we start with the assumption that every student has a talent. In the sense, the student may be good in one aspect or the other, may be good in sports, may be good in mathematics, may be good in music. It clearly means that everybody has a talent for something or the other. That's the assumption that you have to start with. The second assumption is basically the attitude. Every student has, or every person has an attitude, therefore that also needs to be considered. The third dimension or the third attribute which is required is knowledge. Knowledge means the theoretical concepts, third attribute. The fourth attribute is the skills, where the knowledge and skills go hand in hand. How exactly we can implement the knowledge concepts using a skill abilities makes a huge difference. The next two are capacity and capability. Capacity means the ability to solve a large problem. Given a large problem, how is it possible to solve it? Then the capability means you are going to get an expertise or becoming better and better with practice, with experience. Therefore, all these things put together is the need of the hour right now. The Dayanand Sagar University has realized it quite well, and we are trying to ensure that all these 6 attributes are being taken into consideration and to meet the requirements of the present day industry or present day careers. What are those requirements? We normally say they obtained, or 4 C's to be imparted. The first C is the communication. The student going out or a person going out must have good communication because he has to interact with people, or that's one thing. Second skill or the second attribute that's required is what is called collaborative skill. How a person works in a team, how to work for the growth of the individual and also for the group. That's the second. The third attribute is called creativity. How creatively you are going to do the job meaning how differently can do the job is more important than the job itself. The last attribute is critical thinking. How do you critically solve a problem? How do you think differently to solve a problem is going to be the kind of things. Therefore, the education in Dayanand Sagar University is around these 6 or 7 attributes which are talked about, and that's how we plan and ensure that the student going out of the portals of this university are having adequate skills and adequate armory to succeed, the kind of thing that we have been doing.
Wonderful, sir. Besides the students, it is the teaching faculty which are the pillars of basically an educational institution. And with the fast evolving ecosystem, they have to be constantly updated and need to have that hands-on training with the kind of experience and the skill that is needed in the market. What are the best practices that has been adopted by DSU for its faculty skill development so that they are up to date with the trend?
As for the training has to be given at the three different levels. The first level is the student level, the second level is the faculty level, the third is the administration level or the management level. Each of them are extremely important. One important thing all of us need to understand is the teacher is going to be the element or the most important component in any education system. If I get a better quality teacher, a better quality teacher can convert an average student, a good student, good to a great student. Therefore, it's necessary to ensure that we pay attention to the faculty recruitment. Dayanand Sagar University has realized it. We have attracted faculty from all over the globe, and roughly we have good number of faculty from industry, good number of faculty from academic institutions with high quality research background. And when these faculty are going to train our students, I am sure the students are going to as a better learned individuals compared to the normal kind of thing. As far as the faculty are concerned, since they have come from premier institutes, they also learn from, because most of them have worked in the industry, they have also worked on problems of the current area, thereby quite aware of what's happening in the market, and we also provide them an opportunity to go to industry and learn that. The other thing that we have also done is that close to about 8 to 10 innovation labs have been set up joint with the industry. Thereby, there's a constant interaction between the industry and the faculty that's happening. Thereby, the students stand to benefit from whatever they are going to learn. And the other important aspect is the faculty are encouraged to carry out the research and research on the problems of the funding agencies, including industries. Thereby, the students are exposed to the real-time problems of the industry. Hence, there is a complete synchronization of the current kind of requirements and the faculty and the students. That's what we have done.
Wonderful, sir. And talking about, I see there is a very good ecosystem that's been created where industry is also there and those labs have been created. Coming to the kind of collaborations that DSU has at the national and in global level, would you like to tell us?
Yeah, so this collaboration is required at three different levels. The first collaboration is required with academic institutions of repute. The second collaboration is required with the R&D organizations. The third collaboration with the industries. As far as Dayanand University is concerned, since majority of the faculty have come from premier institutes, they also get back to the alma mater, get connected, and also the professors and the industry experts visit the university regularly. Therefore, there's a complete collaboration activity that's going to happen continuously on a day-to-day basis, and we also ensure that the students are going to work on problems of current relevance, and therefore this complete synchronization of the requirements and the kind of skills that are required. I'm sure the students who are going to work on the problems of the industry are the ones which will have a good exposure to the real world kind of situation.
Would you like to tell us the presence of Dayanand Sagar University in terms of its campus and also the teaching faculty strength and the students, number of students?
Yeah, as far as Dayanand Sagar is concerned, we have close to about 6,000 students in the university, and we have 6 schools of study: School of Medicine, School of Engineering, School of Basic and Applied Science, School of Arts and Humanities, School of Commerce and Management, and we also have School of Computing. Therefore, we have close to about 6,000 students. Roughly, we have about 300 teaching faculty. Hence, most of this faculty have come from the industry and research background. Roughly, we would like to achieve a kind of ratio like as follows. About 30 to 35% of faculty have to come from the industry. About 30 to 35 faculty must come from institutes of national importance and the institute of repute. And the remaining faculty can be the faculty who are going to groom within the university and start growing. This is the kind of composition that we have.
Amazing, sir. I see there is a very good clarity in terms of faculty, students, the DSU management has. So in regards to the presence, and also when we talk about national education policy, some say it is groundbreaking, some say it's revolutionary, and some of the policymakers themselves say it is as good as it is implemented. Where does DSU stand in, what is your take on National Education Policy 2020, and how is DSU, Dayanand Sagar University, implementing it or plans to implement it?
National education policy is all about flexibility, is all about providing more freedom to the education institutions and also the students who are going to study in that kind of environment. It's a most welcome kind of thing that's going to happen. In other words, the national education policy is around the kind of thing that we had in the past in the Indian education system, that the flexibility was there. And as far as the national education policy are concerned, there are many things. The important ones are as follows. One is multidisciplinary learning. When we talk of multidisciplinary learning, obviously it's necessary for us to ensure that the components are connected in nature. For example, a subject in biology may have some implications in computer science. Is there any connection between the two is what is required. That's also the kind of requirement of the thing. As you are aware that the component of connection is more important collection as far as this era is concerned. The second thing is the assessments need not be the kind of assessment that we had in the past. The memory-based examinations or memory-based assessments have to be replaced by intelligence-driven kind of thing. That's what national education policy also indicate. The third aspect that is going to indicate in the national education policy is the holistic education. Instead of confining to only one aspect of it, can we have the overall the growth of the individual? Then the other thing that's also been indicated in the national education policy is to provide a student to have an option of a major and a minor. If the student is interested in something for the field of study and also something for passion, I think national education policy provides that. Then the other thing is the academic bank of credits, where the student can move back and forth, can go to the industry, work for some time, come back and continue the education, which was missing in the earlier kind of thing. Lots of flexibility has been provided, and is also indicated that the credits earned by the student either in industry or academia can be put into the academic bank of credits. I'm sure all of them are revolutionary in some sense, provided we are going to utilize it. Therefore, it's extremely important for us to understand the spirit with which the national education policy has been laid out. Dayanand Sagar University has already been doing some of these components in small components. Now it has given a lot more flexibility and a lot more autonomy. I'm sure in the years to come, it can become kind of opportunity for us to do much more than what we have been doing. I'm extremely happy that national education policy has provided autonomy, which I normally advocate, because with more freedom, better things get done.
Amazing, sir. It's impressive that you put it in one word. It's all about flexibility. Yes. Sir, in this age of rapid digital transformation, where does DSU stand in embracing the technology? In COVID, transformation also catalyzed. Where does DSU stand in adopting technology and integrating the technology?
As far as the COVID period is concerned, it was seen as a kind of difficulty in the initial part of the discussions. Later on, we have understood that it's a great opportunity, and possibly Dayanand Sagar University is one of the few universities in the country to switch over from the conventional mode of education to a digital mode of education. I'm extremely happy that it has revolutionized. Of course, it also has a few problems with regard to the social connect and other things, where the learning is not effective as the offline kind of thing. I'm sure that has given a great opportunity. Dayanand Sagar University already adopted the technology in a big way from the beginning, which is a new age kind of a university. Right now, all the components of the digital technology that's required be it the online platform, the ERP, everything has been incorporated already. And the kind of thing that we have been doing in the university is more or less digital in nature in every aspect, starting from admissions to the announcement of results, then these availability of certificates in the digital mode. I'm sure in the years to come, it's going to become part and parcel of our life, and Dayanand Sagar University is in line with the requirements of the present day. I'm extremely happy that everything is working out the way we have planned, the way it's required.
Great, sir. Sir, the initiative Larnodaya in DSU, would you like to throw some light on that?
Larnodaya is a concept wherein we provide the training or the coaching for the students who are writing the entrance examinations. All that we are trying to indicate through Larnodaya is a faster way of learning things and applying techniques or the knowledge that they have acquired. One important thing that's required for a student to utilize this Larnodaya kind of coaching, if the student can apply the same knowledge to the board examinations apart from the entrance exams. Therefore, the generalization and the applicability of the learning, if it's going to happen, I'm sure the purpose of Larnodaya is achieved. I'm extremely happy that many students are getting the benefit out of this Larnodaya. Close to about 200 to 250 students are going through this training, apart from the people who have joined online. I'm extremely happy that Larnodaya has made some difference. If the small assistance would help a student who is in need, I think the purpose is served.
Amazing, wonderful, sir. I think institutions and universities should come with initiatives like Larnodaya. It can be replicated across various other states as well. So coming to this word, is the word called innovation is often used. What is your definition of innovation?
As far as innovation is concerned, it's a kind of methodology, a kind of technique where we are going to make things useful or build products which are useful to the common man. Whenever we think of common man, 3 or 4 things come into play. The first thing is the efficiency with which we can do the things, the ease with which we can do things, the cost with which we can do the things, and also ensure that all these things are being done in a time conservative manner. I think time, cost and other things are the thing. As far as innovation is concerned, is basically it's a kind of concept which would help the people to use the things in much easier way than what they were doing in the past. In other words, to make the life simple. That's what innovation is all about. I'm extremely happy that Dayanand Sagar University has 2 facilities apart from the industry collaborated labs which I mentioned. We also have Atal Innovation Center where we help the students to take their ideas to proof of concept, to prototype, to the market. That's one thing. The other one is called DARBI, Dayanand Sagar Entrepreneurship Research Business Incubator. I think there's a possibility of incubating some of these things with the support from the foundation, also from the government. I'm sure in the years to come, there are a lot more innovation which are going to come out to make the life that much easier, and a lot more better things can be done in the years to come. I think Dayanand Sagar University is already doing what is required in the innovation space.
Wonderful, sir. What would be your message for the youngsters and those who look up to their career or entrepreneurship?
As far as these students are concerned, you have all the abilities in this world to do whatever you want. Believe in yourself. Start enjoying everything that you're going to do. I'm sure with every day with learning, you need to extrapolate and start by applying those techniques to a newer kind of things. You will definitely succeed. I have no doubts about the ability of the present day children. And only suggestion to all of you is do not adopt shortcuts. I should say, use the techniques which will give you answers in a short term kind of thing. Learn it really well, apply that, and you will enjoy every bit of it. I wish best of luck to them.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. So that was our today's guest, who is a well-known name, Dr. K.N. Balasubramurthy, Vice Chancellor, Dayanand Sagar University. So the message for the youngsters out there is, do not adopt shortcuts. Do experience everything. And this is Sudheer Goutham of IndiGlobal Media Network. We'll be joining you again with yet another inspiring individual with their inspiring story. Till then, signing off. Namaskar.
Thank you.